Yo, yo, yo. I'm back with another division review. I called the last one a power ranking, and then I didn't give rankings. So now we're just gonna review. I don't really want to give. I feel like giving ranking. It's hard to be subjective with my. What the hell? It's hard to be like subjective with my ranking. Like, giving a rating is too hard for me. All teams are good in their own right. Honestly, I lied. I'm gonna pause the recording. I'm gonna get some water because I'm thirsty. I'm back. I got my water. Last time, well, I did my talent flame, and everyone was like, "Oh, rattle up." Not all the trades are done, and you know what? It's 1 a.m. I'm bored. I got nothing else to do. I gotta go to bed soon, so I don't got time to do anything exciting. But I got time to just look at some teams. I like VGC. You like VGC. We all like VGC. So let's VGC. What's up with these teams? All right, getting in. Urshifu, Tornadus, Metagross. That is a good top three. I like that top three. Urshifu going first overall doesn't surprise me at all. But you punch things. You punch things, and you punch things good. Tornadus giving Tailwind, and it can Brutal Swing the Metagross, which is cool. For your weakness policy, one of the few ways you can really proc a weakness policy is Metagross, I feel. Because all the other mons, it's just, you don't gain enough advantage from it. Like, when it comes to proccing Metagrosses, you're proccing it under Tailwind, or you're proccing it with Bulldoze, which is giving it a speed advantage as well. Because right now, I think pure weakness policy is not good enough. Because you're going to want speed control and the weakness policy, which not a lot of things can give it. In Trickery, you can get it, obviously, but whatever. Like, for example, Moltres with weakness policy, I don't like at all. Because you're not getting any speed control. Anyway, Gastrodon, Storm Drain is an interesting pick here. You don't really have that many water weak mons, so you're not really getting the most out of your money. Like, you have Lycanroc and Salazzle, which are both, like, you're not even bringing those mons to every game. But you got Gastrodon, and number 4 overall. And then you picked up another water resistant, Crawdont and Druddigon. I don't know. I can't get behind it, personally. Mimikyu, I've said this before, I'll say it again. One of the greatest Trick Room setters, just stand alone. Because if you don't have the budget to support it, you can just pick it up on its own, slap in a Mental Herb, and it's living. Like, unless you double taunt it, or like, attack it with something and then hit it with a super effective move, which you can't always do given your Mon's speed, it's getting the Trick Room up. And with Mons like Crawdont, Druddigon, and even Metagross to an extent, is doing great on the Trick Room. And Mimikyu is still decent enough on the Trick Room. If you go min speed, you're beating the base 100s, you can Will-O-Wisp them. Great support moves on this thing. Right? So yeah. I like Mimikyu. I think Mimikyu is one of my favorite mons. I almost picked it up, but it just didn't fit on my team, I feel. Kangaskhan being, well, you get Kangaskhan and Salazzle for fake out. Like, Kangaskhan being the only fake out is kind of add to me, but it's okay. Yeah, I like Kangaskhan. I like the Silk Scarf. That silk scarf. You just do fake out last resort, and you kind of just, run yourself into things until you die, which is kind of fun. I feel like I need to turn the music up a bit. Maybe that's just me. Sorry if the music's too loud. I can't really tell. I'm just looking at the bars. I got my favorite black. Whatever. I'm not talking about that. I got my favorite black and white remix sound. I like this team. Druddigon is cool under the room. Mold Breaker is great. Sheer Force is great. I don't know what good Sheer Force moves it gets, but I'm sure there's some out there. Sheer Force, Life Orb, crap. Adaptability is great. Urshifu is great. This is just a bunch of strong hitters. You have to play defensively for it. It's a lot. There's a really good fake out. Like, Intimidate, Stopping, Clear Body, and Wicked Blow. Even Defiant Torrent, which I don't think you ever bring, but it's funny to think about. Next team. Purple Piglet. This team started off strong, and then it fell off for me. I remember watching the draft. But then it kind of bounced back. Rillaboom, Entei, Suicune. He got the 3 dogs. I like these 2 dogs. I don't like this dog. I think Raikou is good, but I don't think it's on this team. I don't think it's for me on this team. But that's just me personally. That's my own bias. It doesn't get Electro up. But Suicune gets Tail and Icy Wind, which is great speed control here. Aromatisse is a solid Trick Room setter next to Togekiss. Togekiss is such a value pick. So those 2 are fine. I'm not a huge fan of Aromatisse, but I guess they wanted a Trick Room setter, and Aromatisse does the job well. It doesn't do a great job, but it does a good enough job. I think you could have gone better with like maybe a Koffagrigus or a Rungirius to give you more type coverage and to hit things harder. Because, I mean, I don't know. That's me personally. I feel like you're on this team. There's not that much. There's not enough offense for me. Well, I lied. I don't. Aegislash is good offense. Aegislash is great under the room. Drampa is great under the room. With Berserk and Sap Sipper, and even Cloud9 for the weather matchups, Drampa can use almost any of the 3 abilities, which I think is pretty cool. I don't think you need Sap Sipper here because you have 1, 2 Grass Weak, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Grass Resist. So Sap Sipper is never coming. Like, really? Inner Focus. Inner Focus is a goated ability. Entei not getting Intimidate, and then these 3 just all not getting faked out is great. Suicune is a great support mon, and Rillaboom is a great Pokemon as well. Good Fire, Water, Grass Core. Hydreigon I really like. I really like the classical dragons. I remember Jordan was talking about this. I really like the classical dragons in this format, and I think Hydreigon is going to benefit a lot from the Icy Wind support, helping it edge out the 100s. Raikou gets Eerie Impulse, which is a great move. Yeah. This team actually, Fairy types are going to give you a problem. Your 2 biggest hitters are both dragons. So I don't... Entei resists and Aegislash resists. But Aegislash is the only way you have to really hit it. So Fairy types are going to give this person a problem. But I think it's still a decent team. That's why I'm not a huge fan. I think it needs something for Fairy types, and it needs something for Poison types as well. It doesn't have any poison resist other than Aegislash. It's going to rely a lot on Aegislash, both defensively and offensively, to hit things it can't hit, which is going to be putting a lot of stress on Aegislash. I don't know if it can handle it, especially with Blade Form being so frail. But other than that, I like it. Obviously, you can still make trades. Whimsicott, I helped draft this team a little bit. They started off with Whimsicott. They didn't really know what they wanted, and with Whimsicott, you can do anything. Honestly, which I think is cool. Like, Whimsicott is cool. Tailwind, look at this. Look at these 3 right here. What is living this? You can have Specs Lele just smacking something absurdly hard with 130 base attack. And you have Sheer Force Landorus, which I love. I love Sheer Force Lando. This is these 3, like, it's so hyper offense, this team. You have Beat Up with Arcanine if you really wanted to. And even Arcanine is just great support. You have Aerodactyl, which base 130 under Tailwind, you're going to be beating the weathers out. You're going to be beating so many things out that weather's not even going to be able to stop you. With Aerodactyl and Lando, you're beating the Swift Simmers, you're beating the Chlorophyll, you're beating the Sandrush, unless they put a Scarf on. I mean, still, this team's kind of weak to Dracovish, looking at it, but still, Double Intimidate. Double Intimidate's great. Scrafty is one of my favorite Intimidate Pokemons. Tentacruel is a Tentacruel. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what it does. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what it does. But it's a good water type. It's fast. It's pretty bulky. It has Icy Wind. It has Haze. So that's cool. I like Didon. I think Didon's a bit too expensive, but Didon is great anti-Trick Room. Dragon Tail can't be redirected. Obviously, if it's a Fairy type Trick Room setter, but is a Fairy type Trick Room setter, you can just like hit it with a Flash Cannon and hope you kill it. They're probably gonna be Berry, but you know, still. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I like this team. Trapinch is funny. I'm not gonna say it. It's a friggin' Trapinch, but it's funny. If they want to set up Trick Room and you bring in the Trapinch, boom, Sheer Force something, or boom. Well, you can't do Sheer Force because it's a ground type, and there's no good ground type Sheer Force moves. But boom, you're trapped. I'm gonna hit you with a high horsepower, hit you with an earthquake, hit you with a heat crash, whatever the fuck. I don't know what it gets. Honestly, it looks like it reminds me of Groudon. It just looks like Groudon to me, and that's why I'm like listing these Groudon moves. But it'll hit you. It'll hit you with something. And base 100 attack is no joke for 1 point. I like this team. Very hyper offense. Very hyper offense. And pretty solid though. I'm not opposed to hyper offense. I think hyper offense is fun as fuck to play as well. This team, Incineroar, good pick, good job. You picked Incineroar, great player. Spectre, cool. I like Spec. Oh god, this team is so weak to ground. Holy, somebody get this man a good grass type. Oh god, this team is so weak to ground. I don't like it. Tangela can't redirect the earthquakes, brother. I mean, Mian Shao is so annoying without Max. You got Fake Out, you got Wide Guard, you got Feint, you got Close Combat, you got Quick Guard. I don't think you have Quick Guard, but whatever. It's annoying. How are you setting up Trick Room here? Because you got Hatterene and you got Sigilif, and you got Rage Powder. Rage Powder I don't like as much to set up Trick Room just because safety goggles. They're just gonna bring safety goggles. It's just a fact. They're bringing safety goggles to your Rage Powder Mon, and then it's gonna be whatever Mon. It's gonna be your favorite Steel type to hit Hatterene or whatever. Your favorite Ghost type if you want to hit Sigilif and Hatterene at the same time, and Spectrier. I don't know. This team is interesting. I like it. I like Spectrier. I like Sigilif just Magic Guard, Life Orb, or Tinted Lens. Honestly, I like the Mons, but I feel like together, they just share a lot of weaknesses. Like Ground and Ghost Resist don't come easy for this team. There's only 2 of each on the team, and there's a lot of weaknesses here. This is gonna be annoying. Luckily, Ghosts are not that common, but Ground is gonna be annoying. But I still like this team. Like the only thing it has to hit Ground is like Melodic. It has more to hit Ghosts. Well, it has like Incineroar, Spectrier, Spectrier kills Ghosts because it's faster, and more Pico. More Pico at 97 is not bad. And Tangle is still bulk. Like with an Eviolite, it has pretty good bulk, so you can still eat up the Ghost and Ground attacks. Well, you can't redirect Earthquake, but you can redirect the Shadow Balls, the Poltergeist. The real ones run no item Tangela, so you redirect the Poltergeist and it does 0 damage. I mean, like I said, this team is shared weaknesses. I think they gotta know, but shared weaknesses is gonna be an issue. But I still like it. This team is the talk of the town. This team is fucking wild. I'm not saying I like it, but it's wild. Like, look, before they look at just this. Before they drafted the back 4, what on earth is going on here? Moltres, good pick. Rotom Heat, good pick. Cottonee in round 3 and Cherim in round 4 is absolutely absurd to me that you picked that to be your plan. You looked at that and you said, yes, I want to bring Flower Gift. This is my game plan. I want to bring Flower Gift with no Torkoal, no Ninetales, and no physical attackers yet. Who knows what's going to be free down the line. And then you didn't pick physical attackers until the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th round. And not only rounds 5 through 7, you pick 3 mons that hate the sun. Ferrothorn could live some fire type attacks because it's a Ferrothorn, not Under Sun. And Teleon only gets water type attacks. It gets Weather Ball, but still, you're missing out on your snipe shots or your hydro pumps doing damage. Noivern gets its Hurricane nerfed. But I do like Noivern with Moltres. I feel like Moltres really needs speed control, because the reason why it's so good with Dynamax is Berserk plus Max Airstream. And without the Max Airstream, I think it gets a lot worse, but Noivern with Tailwind helps sort that out. But I don't know, man. Like, he picks up Terrakion and Darmanitan was my idea. I was looking at the team, and I was like, you know, and fun fact, Under Sun with Flower Gift, with Life Orb, Sheer Force, Flare Blitz, will kill a Tapu Fini from full. As long as it's like a mediocre amount of defense, which I think is hilarious. But still, how are you? This is so much setup, especially when your Sunsetters are Vulpix and Cottonee. They're not like great mons, and Cherim itself is not a good stat-wise mon either. It's gonna be so like, I want to see him pull it off. I'm rooting for him to pull off this and just kill everything with Terrakion and Darmanitan. But I just don't think it's gonna happen. I just don't see it happening. If I'm being honest, like, I don't see it happening. That's it. That's all I have to say. I do not see them pulling it off. I see them just absolutely failing, losing to some flying type attacks, losing to Trick Room, losing, like, they don't have a Trick Room counter, do they? What's their only Trick Room on is Dottler. They have a bunch of Taunters, but they don't have Fake Out. They don't have Wide Guard. This team is missing out on, like, now that I see they don't have Fake Out, I really don't like it. Honestly, I want to see it work, but it's just not going to work. Looking at it right now, it's just not where it needs to be, honestly. And I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, it's a cool idea, but the execution is just not there, man. This team is cool. This team is cool. I don't know what you want me to say. It's a cool team. Urshifu, Regieleki took forever to get. This is like pick 17 that Regieleki got taken. That's absolutely absurd to me that nobody took Aleki. And now Aleki with Urshifu, Electroweb into like a banded surging strikes. It's nuking everything. And now Urshifu will take care of the ground types Regieleki hates. That's going to be annoying. And Clefable with Urshifu is also going to be annoying. This is a good team. It has a great Trick Room Setter in Rungarius. It has Gothorita. This team is a top team. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what I'm seeing here. Dragalge is a great Trick Room on. I think Trick Room attack wise it doesn't have enough, but it still has like body press and it still has Dragalge. Obviously Dragalge is walled by steel types, which is annoying. This team actually it hits steel types decently enough. Good enough, I would say. It's not great to hit steels, but it's good enough. Because obviously Dragalge struggles versus steals, both them resisting dual stab. Other than that, I mean, I like this team. Pretty flying weak, but then you have the flying killer, Aleki, so I think it's fine. Tapu Bulu is a solid mid-tier pick. I think this team's going to work really, like, he has a lot of pieces that'll work well with the Electro Web and the Tailwind. This is a really fast team. This team is scary. It's definitely manageable. Like, I don't think it's broken, but it's scary. It's hard to deal with. Next team. I'm ready for this guy. He's gonna get his Tapu Fini O-code by the Darmanitan guy. I want to see it happen. I like this team. Oh my god. Steely Spirit plus Choice Band Kartana. Make it happen. I want to see that happen. That would be fun. I think, honestly, Togekiss is much more fun to review. Like, Talonflame has good teams, but Togekiss has some wild, like, fun teams. I'm not saying Togekiss is worse. I think these teams are great. I think they're more explosive. They're more electric. They're fun to watch. This is gonna be fun to watch, and they're gonna do great things like Steely Spirit, Steel Move, Zapdos Fini is great. Pheromosa is a great speed control mon. Yo, you speed swap Regidrago and then you click Dragon Energy. What does your opponent do? I mean, ew. I don't like. Why if you're gonna draft Tapu Fini, why would you draft the one mon that gets screwed by Misty Terrain? Like, if there's any dragon type that really gets screwed by Misty Terrain, it's Regidrago. Because, like, I don't like that. I think Regidrago is a great mon. I think it goes well with Pheromosa. But with Tapu Fini on the team, I don't like it. I can't say that I like it. Like, it's getting neutered by the Misty Terrain. You're going to have to watch out for that. I still think it can work. Because obviously you're not going to have Misty Terrain up 24/7. But it's just going to be something that you're going to have to take account into team building. Which I think really sucks. You can do, like, Telepathy Fini with Discharge Zapdos, which is kind of funny. You can do Discharge plus Motor Drive and Moga, too. Yeah. I mean, Slowking Galar is a good Trick Room setter. He has Fake Out in Berserker and Lopunny. I really like Lopunny because you can, like, Klutz and you can Trick in a Soul Vest to, like, their Trick Room mod or whatever, which is pretty funny. Yeah. It's Fire Week, come to think of it, but also it's Fini. So I'm not really worried about that. It's pretty ghost. No ghost resist other than Lopunny, which sucks. But ghost types are not that common. I think it's a good team. I like it. I don't really have much to say about it. Like, I said a lot of things, but I didn't, like, say anything about the team. Now that I'm thinking about it, but it's whatever. This team is so... I don't know. I like Dragapult. I like Indeedee. I think that's a great top 2. Indeedee did not get taken for a while, too. Wow. That's crazy. But here's my thing. I don't like this song. This song is too sad. Okay. back to your regularly scheduled program. Wow, this is taking longer than the other one I did. Let's see. I think this team, what I was saying, Grimmsnarl and Indeedee, they don't work together, obviously. I mean, Grimmsnarl can still set up screens, click Spirit Break, but there's still the conflict of interest here. And then another thing is, this team is so Indeedee reliant. Look, Unburden. Alakazam goes with Indeedee, obviously. This team just relies so much on Indeedee. It's, like, kind of crazy. And then you lose to, like, dark types. Like, you have 2 dark resist. Grimstar is obviously a great dark resist, but like, you're still just getting punched by dark types here. You don't have any great way to hit it other than Grimstar and Hitmonlee. I think I don't know. Like, I like this team, but I don't like it. Indeedee with a Ghost immunity for Poe is great, obviously. You can like Dragon Dance and click Follow Me, and then click like Dragon Darts to win. But I still think this team relies too much on Indeedee. That's what it is. Like, these 3 Mons and this Mon all work with Indeedee, and this Mon hates Indeedee. It's a lot of conflict of interest. I still think it's good, but like, just drop an Unburden. You don't need 3 Unburden Mons. You only need 1, and then you could pick up some more offense. Because right now, the only offense on this team is coming from Kazam and Poe. And like, maybe Hitmonlee. Right? Magmortar has base 125. Wow. It can stop Trick Room decently fine, I guess. Although, you can't really taunt. I mean, having Indeedee is great for Fake Out, so you can just like kind of taunt. But, I don't know. It's going to struggle versus Trick Room as well. Looking at it, it doesn't really have anything great on the Trick Room other than Aggron. And then it doesn't really have any great ways to stop Trick Room. Other than like, reversing it or Imprisonment Alakazam. I don't know. I think this team has a lot of flaws, but it's still solid. Like, Poe is still a great start. Alright, we're halfway done. I'm trying to speed things up. I've been taking my sweet time, I feel. I'll try to speed things up. I'm sorry. Lando, Glacier, Oranguru, Sarina. Why am I just listing the Pokemon? Am I losing my mind? This is a devious Trick Room mode. Doublade, Rhyhorn, and Trick Room, pretty solid. Lando, great Pokemon. With Sarina and Gyarados, Double Intimidate or Moxie is really nice. Glacier Oranguru on their Trick Room is annoying. Instructing stuff. It doesn't have Fake Out. And it doesn't have Follow Me. Like, I mean, it has Gothita as your Fake Router, which I'm not, like, it's a Gothita. Don't get me wrong, Shadow Tag is still great, but it's a Gothita. You know, you don't really want to be leading Gothita or Oranguru, because then you have no offense. You're very passive. They can just, like, click Swords Dance in front of that lead. And, like, yeah. Otherwise, I still like the team. I think it could use more support, because it only has the 1 setter in Oranguru. I'm not counting Gothita, once again. It doesn't have any Follow Me. It doesn't have that much Fake Out. Like, it's missing out. That's what it is. It's missing out. That's what I feel. Yeah, no Follow Me. No Rage Powder. Rabambi I like. Speed Swap stuff. Has a lot of support moves. I still like the team, don't get me wrong, but I think it needs more support for the Trick Room. If you're going heavy with Glastrier, Vikavolt, Blade, it needs more to support this Glastrier. Otherwise, it's just going to get burnt, it's just going to get intimidated, and the Trick Room is just not going up. That's the problem. That's what I think it needs more. Ultra Ball! I didn't highlight it all. I like this team. I like Thundurus, Garchomp, Heatran, and then Hitmontop is a great. These are just some bangers. There's some bulky mons. They both have 4 times resist, but they're bulky. They'll eat one with a Yacha Berry or a Shuka Berry, or they'll just like don't even just run Life Orb and hit stuff hard. And then it has coverage for the Ice type. It has coverage for the Ground type. It got a Flying type. It's got a Levitator. It's got Intimidate. It's got a Bug type. It's got a Grass type. It's got Morgrem. I'm like, yeah. Sorry, I had to pause it there for a minute. My apologies. Someone was knocking on my door. Yeah. But yeah, I like these. Like, these are some good Pokemon. Sorry for the delay. Let's see. I like it. I think it has a great Trick Room mode. It has a great Fast mode with Thundurus being a prankster, T-waving stuff. Morgrem another prankster. I like the team. If I'm being honest with you, I like the team. It's a fire team. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, not much to say. I like it. It's just a good all-round team. We got the rain team here. You know, you always gotta have the rain somewhere. This is the wrong document. Let me undo that. Alright. Let's see. Coco, Kingdra. This is just a standard rain team. I got nothing much to say here. I kind of breeze through. Like, it's a good rain. Wait. Okay, I thought I didn't see a rain setter for a second. I skipped the Politoed. Coco Chew is cool. Liepard gets Unburden. I mean, you're never gonna use that over Prankster, but sure. Copycat is a cool move. Celesteela is a great Pokemon, especially on rain, weakening those fire moves, and you have Lightning Rod as well. Marowak under Trick Room is a demon. Reuniclus Slowpoke, great Trick Room setters for your Marowak, for your Reuniclus. I don't like Unpheasant. I don't know what it does. I don't think it's good at all. Why give me #ref? Whatever. Politoed is cool. I mean, yeah. Tangrowth is a cool redirector, cool grass type. This is just a good team. That's gonna be tough. It's gonna be like the way you deal with it. You bring your best electric types. You bring your anti-weather. You hope for the best. It seems actually pretty weak to freeze dry. You look at it, but yeah, it's still good. It's still a good team. I like this team a lot. If I'm being honest, like it's just a good rain team. I don't know what else. You have Prankster Rain Dance as well to stop anyone that's trying to manual weather you. So I like it. Got Nair. I like this team. I remember liking this team. This thing's hard Trick Room. It did end it's got a decent it got 2 decent fake outs for the P2. Fake out plus P2 is guaranteed Trick Room. Honestly. No to redirection, not that you need it. Marowak is great under the room. I like Nidoking, Sheerforce. It's like a mini Lando. Silvally, you know, it's Jack of the Box, Tailwind stuff. Oh, no, it doesn't get Tailwind. What am I talking about? But it gets Icy Wind, that's what it is. Uxie sets up Trick Room as well. Escav, good mon. It's a great mon on the Trick Room. 135. Obviously weak to fire, but you know. This team doesn't really have a problem with fire type. This is the only fire weakness on the team. You get Marowak, you have Clawitzer. Marowak also has a ground type. Bone Meringue. Zapdos Glar is pretty good as a Defiant mon. I don't know. I feel like this could use an 11th mod, I feel. But, I mean, this is just a hard Trick Room team. Like, outside of Trick Room, it's got Raichu and Zapdos. And I guess you can Icy Wind stuff, but really, it's doing Trick Room every game. So you just gotta beat that up. And I think you'll be fine. Like, it's hard to stop the Trick Room when it's a duck. Especially, Porygon's got, you know, Bolt Beam coverage. Really good. Yeah. This thing actually, kind of weak to ground. Beast of Uxie and Zapdos, but still, ground types will be a problem. Spamming EQ and stuff. But, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I just think it's a good team. I think it's gonna do great. Yeah, that's all. Next team. Amoonguss round 1, don't like. I don't like Amoonguss. I'll tell you right now. As a round 1er, no. No, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. It's not a good pick, honestly. Like, it's just, you do round 1, it's just safety goggles and grass types with taunt. It's easy to prepare for Amoonguss. Like on ladder, you don't bring your safety goggles, because you know if you don't fight Amoonguss, your goggles are useless. But like when you're in draft, you just bring your goggles. And my issue with this team is it's so ground weak. Lotad doesn't count. This dude's never coming to a game. It has Thundurus and Mandibuzz, both which can't really touch ground types. And you're still getting Earth, like Mamoswine can hit the grass types, but the ground types, but it doesn't resist ground, which still sucks. The thing is, when your 2 Trick Room setters are 4 times weak to ground, and Amoonguss doesn't even redirect the Earthquake. So like, it's gonna be like you're a hard Trick Room team. Pretty much. Yeah, you're pretty much a hard Trick Room team. Other than like Nihilego and Thundurus, everything else is either mid-speed or Trick Room. Even though you don't have a Trick Room sweeper, other than Stack Attack. Like, obviously, Amoonguss is good, but you don't have a sweeper. You have Primarina, which is basically, and Primarina is good enough. I think I like Primarina. Hyper Voice is good. It's got good coverage. It's a good Trick Room team, but I think it's going to struggle versus Ground type, especially when your only fake out is Torracat. And, like, you have Stack Attack with Y-Guard for the EQ, of course. But still, your only fake out is Torracat. I think people are going to stop the Trick Room from going up more than you would want it to. It's going to be, in ground, like I said, ground types are a real threat for this team. And so are psychic types, honestly. Like, this resists, this is immune, and then this is weak, and this is weak, and this is weak. I don't know, I feel like it could be better, but it's still a solid team. It's a good Trick Room team. Like, Stack Attack in round 4 is crazy. Yeah, I think this is great. That is a great team. I mean, no, not a great team. I lied. I think it's an okay team. Like, it could. I'm just kind of saying words at this point. It could use some improvement. That's all. Let's move on to Cobra Poison. I remember liking this team. I kind of liked it. This guy likes Sun. This is interesting. Dual weather with Togekiss with a Trick Room mode. I mean, Trick Room for the two slow setters. I mean, it's not bad. Like, these two are both great. Both the setters are great in Trick Room, and then both the rushers are great outside of Trick Room. It kind of covers both modes, and then, I mean, obviously, your opponent can still bring, like, Rain Dance, which is the most common weather that Pokemon get. I think more people get Rain Dance more than they get Sandstorm, Sunny Day, Hail. Maybe Sunny Day a lot also get. I think the most get, like, Rain Dance. So that still screws you, but Togekiss is good. You have a lot of water weeks, which is fine because you have Sun. You have a lot of ice weeks, but you also have a lot of ice resist. Slowking is a good TR setter. I don't know if I like Slowking or Slowbro better. I like Slowking better on this team because there's a lot of Fizz Def here, not a lot of regular Spidef. Pikachu Lightning Rod. You don't need Pikachu on this team. You have 3 immunities other than Pikachu, and then you have a resist. The only weak are Togekiss and Slowking. And Lightning Rod also screws your Bolt Beak over. Ooh, 5K with Prankster. Prankster Sunny Day? That's cool. Screens. Metal Sound. That's cool. Dugtrio is a Pokemon. I'm not even going to acknowledge Dugtrio's existence. That's not a real Pokemon. Alright, we can go to the last two. We go Draco. This is Sand. Draco-ish T-Tar actually got the 2 Sand Rushers. I think he's relying a little bit too much on Sand, if I'm being honest. Like, because then they just, like, if they can stop your weather, but even then, it's still so threatened. Like, Dracovish and Excadrill are not easily dealt with, and T-Tar is a great bond, so it's still a great core. But, like, as you can see, it kind of, like, I mean, Gothitelle is a great Pokemon as well. Trapping stuff so they can't, like, switch into their setter if you're having a weather war. You know, obviously they can manual weather, but, like, if they have Torkoal or if they have Politoed or whatever, they can't switch into it without using full switch or U-turn or whatever, which is really nice. You know, you're allowed to switch. Gengar is cool. It gets Trick Room. Gothitelle and Gengar both get Trick Room, which is like, I mean, you can use it to reverse Trick Room, really. This isn't really a Trick Room team. Wishcash is a Pokemon. Togepi is a great redirector. Braviary is not. You definitely need Defiant. Like, you look at these first 3 Mons, and yeah, this team needs Defiant or Competitive or something to deal with Intimidate. And Braviary's there. Giving Braviary a boost is really, really not good, especially when it has Tailwind. It can boost itself, and then it can start Braverying things, Superpowering things, Close Combating things, Double Edge, Facading things. I don't think it gets Double Edge. Surfet. Blackie's cool for the ground weaknesses. You know, giving you a nice little EQ resist, especially when you don't have Wide Guard. I like Surfetch. Steadfast and Scrappy are both pretty solid. Litten, I mean, sure. What is it, Litten? I don't know what you want me to say about Litten. Why is it so fast? Why is it faster than Incineroar? It's an okay. I mean, I like it. I don't have much to say about the team. It's interesting. Like I think it's just a solid draft team. This team is cool. This is like a hard tier team. I don't like Ditto because you're gonna be copying these very like unique mons. Like when you run Ditto in S10, you're copying Kyogre, you're copying Calyrex, or like if you're not copying Restricted, you're copying Rillaboom. But here you're gonna be copying like you're not gonna be copying anything that's that great. Because usually like when you're drafting, your mon is really only working with your team. And it's just not going to mesh the same onto your team. You're not going to be copying these good all-around mons as much as you want, just because there's less of them. Like, when you play the team, there's like 5 or 6 all-around mons, but in Draft League, maybe there's 2 or 3 all-around mons. The other 3 only really work together, and Ditto doesn't have that, so it is what it is. Blastoise is cool with Fake Out. Weevil is cool with Fake Out to help Dusclops get out the Trick Room for Rhyperior. Rhyperior is the only Trick Room mon on this team, but if it's a Rhyperior, you don't really need more. Ground/rock coverage is the best combination of coverage a Pokemon can have. Like, that's what I'm like. Offensively, nothing resists those two. Like, to the most of my knowledge. It's really hard to deal with. Obviously, weak to water, weak to grass sucks. But you have Ally Switch, which is a broken move. You have Solid Rock, which helps you live some. I don't know how much you're living without Max, but it's whatever. Clefairy can redirect stuff. And then Fast Mode, you have Crobat, which is great Tailwind, because it has Inner Focus. For Cinderace, for Boltund, for Blastoise. It has a good fast and slow mode. I like it. It might be, I don't know. It might have trouble dealing with ground types, but Cinderace can turn into any type it wants. Not any type, but you know. It's a solid team. Like, I think it's solid all around. I feel like it's missing something. I don't know what. I feel like the main offense here is coming from Cinderace, Weavile, Rhyperior. Well, no, Boltund and Blastoise still do solid damage. So I think it's still a good team. I think it's a solid team. And that's my review.